Thank you so much for being here and taking the time to hear my family's story. If you're listening to this, that means you already know we are asking for support, but let me share with you why. First, let me say I am someone who loves supporting other people, so asking for help is very humbling and heart-wrenching for me. I'm reminded that the other day in the morning when I was doing my devotions, the Lord said to me, Christina, you have not because you ask not. And that struck something inside of me. So let me share with you a little bit about our journey. And it is very raw, real, and gritty. So hold on tight. Have you ever had a dream that turned into a nightmare? Well, I did. I have always dreamed of having a family that would sit around a big country wooden table where children would be there ready to be taught and wanting to learn and grow. I imagine things like what they would think or what kind of personality they would have. Would they be feisty like me? Or would they be sweet and kind and tender like their father? Would they play soccer like my family? Or football like Ryan's? Would they be in musicals or love the outdoors? Who would they become? Would they become an engineer, an artist, or maybe even a pastor? Who would they marry? How many children would they have? There are so many things that Ryan and I have dreamed about. But there came a point when our dreams were confronted with this one word, autism. And just like that, our dreams came crashing down like a shattered mirror and 1,000 knives in our chest. It's like every dream literally became a painful knot in the back of my throat with tears behind it. And what I didn't know was that was just the beginning of our nightmare. You see, when we first found out our son Zachary was severely autistic, nonverbal, and ADHD, everyone had opinions from a distance, but no one actually got into the pit with us at that point. It was like we carried the Black Plague or something. They had no concept of the never-ending, day-to-day despair we were in, the destruction. Our home was like this place where our very souls began to chip away. We were at our very end of our rope. And for some reason, asking for help was like asking for a kidney. This painful rejection over and over made my heart first become sad, then become infuriated, and then finally numb. We struggled so much, and we realized we didn't even know how to talk to our friends about this. We would have to stand in the middle of our house all day because Zachary would climb on the top of everything. No matter how safe we made our house, there was always something. Zachary's first broken arm was when he was 18 months old. We were so scared. I still remember how he cried all the way to the hospital. 2 years later, again, another broken arm. This was the worst. It was a compound fracture. Zachary needed several surgeries experiencing your little one crying morning, noon, and night literally messed us up. No one slept for 3 months. And his arm wasn't even healing. It had to get reset. This was when Ryan and I began to disintegrate. But we still had this dream we had inside. So we got Zachary tested, genetically tested, and found out his autism wasn't genetic. So we tried again. And this time it was for our little girl. We let hope arise within us. And our baby girl was named Zoe Faith Victoria Nightingale. Her name was our stake in the ground, declaring life and victory. I swear we had 1 million to 1 billion people praying for us and for our dream to come true. But then we began to see the signs, and I knew what they were. And I knew something wasn't right. Zoe was also diagnosed severely autistic and nonverbal. Our hope shattered into 1,000 pieces once again. But now we had 2. What were we going to do now? And that's when Ryan and I began to die. Since then, Ryan and I have experienced extreme panic and anxiety attacks. This made caring for Zachary and Zoe even more difficult. But the screaming and the banging literally multiplied our stress, and our nervous systems began to tank. Really close to after then, Ryan got into a car accident. And then this left him with significant neck and back pain, among other things. He even has these issues to this very day. He had to go from working more than full-time to part-time. It has been this way for over 6 years now. And my pain, well, it went inward into my very body. I found out I had horrible endometriosis and several large cysts on my ovaries. I ended up having to go to the hospital for a hysterectomy. This procedure was so rough on my body, and for some reason, I wouldn't heal. I kept getting infections after infections, and this took me about 6 months to fully recover. Plus, I had horrible long-haul COVID for 2 years prior to my surgery. So there were many, many things that didn't allow me to work full-time. And at some points, not at all. For both of us, our battle was emotionally, mentally, and physically. Our isolation from the world was not intentional. It was like we were in this deep, dark cave, wandering with no end in sight. No direction, no dreams, nothing but the wish for all of it to end. To wake up from this nightmare. Extreme shock and PTSD for both of us has made it so difficult to provide on the level of care for our children without any constant support. Today, our credit cards are maxed out, our mortgage is overextended, our gas, electric, and water keep getting shut off, and the bills just keep piling up. We are literally on the verge of being homeless with 2 severely autistic children. This is why my tears saturate my pillow every night. My prayers are like a lifted, broken hallelujah. We have seen glimpses of the goodness of God, but we are not sure if our dry bones are in the land of the living. Lord, will these dry bones ever live again? You only know.